The question that many people have is, why did God create Satan? Would you agree this is a question that many people have? Help me out. Anyone else? Okay, I got a few nods here. Why did God create Satan? In polite Christian circles, we don't want to say this. We don't want to say, right? We think it, but we don't want to say it because it's a real accusation. It's a real accusation against God that He's unjust. He's not acted the way that we would. And I want to go first to 2 Corinthians 4. Okay? Please go to 2 Corinthians 4. Anytime somebody talks about Satan or God, it's not just. I want you to remember 2 Corinthians 4, verse 4. Commit it to memory. I have it in the King James, but here I've got the English Standard Version, so I'm going to read it to you from this. 2 Corinthians 4, verse 4. In their case, the God of this world has blinded the minds of the unbelievers to keep them from seeing the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. Who is blinding people who don't believe in the gospel? Satan. So this verse is talking about Satan, but he doesn't ever say the word Satan. What does he say? The God of this world. So when people say, I can't believe in God because if God existed, why is there so much pain in the world? Why is there so much suffering in the world? Why would God do all these things in the world? And you can say, you're confused. 2 Corinthians 4:4 says, the God of this world is Satan. Now we find this from Genesis. God made the world for Adam and Eve, gave it to Adam and Eve, and then Adam and Eve betrayed God through sin and transferred the authority to Satan. And since then, Satan has Adamic rights, the rights of Adam to rule over this world. Only those who choose to escape his reign by believing in the Son of God, Jesus Christ, escape. We escape the law of sin and death. We escape some of the oppression of Satan, certainly spiritually, immediately, but there's also physical and mental oppression going on in the world. We haven't been fully redeemed, have we? Spiritually we have, but we're not resurrected, right? We still live in a fallen world. So this is a question that not only Christians have, but much of the world has. If God is good, why is there suffering in the world? If God is good, why did He create Satan? Didn't God know that Satan would do all of these things? So we got to answer that, and you've got 2 Corinthians 4:4 that clearly says God is not responsible actually for the sufferings and the pain going on in the world. Satan is, because we gave Satan our obedience, our allegiance through sin. So number one, 2 Corinthians 4:4. Then you get two other chapters that we'll take a look at, Isaiah 14 and Ezekiel 28. Isaiah 14 and Ezekiel 28. You should just commit those three to memory. So first one, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, chapter 4, verse 4. The other one, Isaiah 14. The other one, just double it, really easy. God made it easy. Ezekiel 28. All right? Those are the main three passages about Satan and who he is and what we're dealing with. So why did God create Satan? The issue about Satan. Why are we so concerned that Satan is around? Because we would love to live a life without any suffering and pain. That's what it's about, isn't it? And the truth of the matter is, God has called us to the way of the cross. And this Christian life not only has suffering that God allows, He's planned some suffering. And if you walk with God long enough, you know there are sufferings that you've gone through that you cannot even explain to other people. It's too embarrassing. It's too irrational. Nobody would believe you. And it is part of the journey. Nobody could explain the cross. I mean, now we say, of course the cross. At that time, the cross made no sense. To the point that Peter said, Jesus, you're not going to the cross. That's ridiculous. And Jesus says, Peter, you don't understand. Number one disciple. First pope, you know. First pope, if you're of a certain denomination. First pope didn't even understand that the way of Christianity is the way of the cross. And what we're saying about God when we're accusing Him that it's not just, not fair, not right, is I would like to live a life free of pain and suffering. The life of the Christian is the life of the cross. And many things will happen. Unexpected things will happen in your life. And God has arranged it. And He uses those things to build your character. Again, when something strange happens in your life or in the Bible, you must ask, what does this say about God? Rather than accusing God, thinking that you would do a better job than Him, you need to ask, what does that say about God? Perhaps God is more patient than you are. How about that for a lesson? He allows your flight to be delayed, right? He allows your flight to be delayed. And you say, I'm a man of God. All flights should be on time for me. I'm the man. I serve God in Ao Nang, Phuket. I lay down my life for God. Hey, my flight is delayed. Maybe that says God is more patient than we are. Maybe God says, I'd like you to work on this area in your character. So I've learned now, things will happen in my life. I think, whoa, is God doing this? Is this inconvenience, this unexpected trouble, perhaps God dealing with my character, with me? Life becomes actually not only more tolerable, it becomes more pleasurable. If you believe in a Christianity where there's no cross, the crossless Christianity, boy, life is perplexing and full of suffering, because on top of the suffering you get from other people, you got the mental anguish. Why this? Why that? Why did God allow this? Actually, the cross is part of life.